Hey there. Hello, how do you do? My name is Harry Wetzel. Thanks for coming. It's the 80s, darling. Yes, it is. It is November the 12th, 1984. It's a Monday. And I have just said goodbye to my international sweetheart, Margarita. Actually, I said, ciao, Margarita. She said, ciao, Hattie. And her train went down the tunnel, dragging my heart behind it like a tin can behind a just married car. Yes. I'm standing on the platform, and I am alone. I think I'm going to go get a drink. I think I'm going to go get a couple of drinks, and I can. Oh, no, that's right. I've got to go to work. I got 2 jobs today. Yeah, I'm working 2 jobs, so I go in. What I usually do is I take the crosstown bus at 10:30 or so in the morning and get over to the east side and walk on down to the booze store by 11. Sometimes I stop at the Kang Deli and get a cup of coffee, yes, from the beautiful Kang, yes. And I'm in the booze store all day till 5 o'clock or so. And then I just walk to the Winter Garden from 83rd Street and 3rd Avenue down to 51st Street and Broadway. It's about 30 blocks, takes about a half an hour, and which means I can dawdle if I want to stop and get a bite to eat or something, because I'll be there in plenty of time for my call. Yeah. And then I'm at the Winter Garden all night until 10:30 p.m. Then I walk home and drink my way home. Sometimes I'll stop at a bar, but most often I'll just stop at the local deli and get a beer. You carry it in a brown paper bag. You can walk around Manhattan drinking a beer. Yes, I know. Yes, oh, a little digression here. Yes, don't get caught up in Queens. Okay, here's the thing. You can do it in Manhattan, but not in Queens, not in Astoria, Queens. When I was living back in Astoria, Queens on Steinway in the old days when I was working at Cherry Lehman, I was walking down the street one day with a beer and a paper bag. Yes, I was. And the cops pulled up. And they slowed down. They stopped the car. They rolled down the window. And he said, hey. And I stopped. I said, yes. He said, what are you doing? And I go, oh, no, an existential question. I go, what do you mean? He goes, what are you drinking? I go, oh, beer? He goes, pour that out. I go, uh-huh. He said, pour it out. I said, oh. I show it to him. And he says, don't do it again. And they drive away. What a killjoy. I mean, what the hell? So anyhow, don't get caught up in Queens. So I walk home from the Winter Garden, drinking a beer, and sometimes I go out getting drunk with Carp, right? And I work there 6 nights a week, so I do this walk home 6 nights a week, whether or not I drink, whether or not I do any of that other crap, right? So then Sunday is my one and only beloved day off. Yes, now Sunday is when I like to go to the movies. Right now, at the my neighborhood there, I live at 98th and Broadway. There are a couple of fantastic, 2 of the best movie houses in Manhattan. All right, down at 95th and Broadway and up at 100th and Broadway. Yes, so down at 95th and Broadway is the Thalia Theater, and it's a beautiful little art house of a movie theater. It's only got a couple hundred seats, and they show classic and silent and foreign and avant-garde cinema. It's fantastic. I go there all the time. And also up at 100th Street, right on Broadway, just right up from 100th Street, is the Metro. And it's a bigger theater. It's 400, 500 seats, I'm not sure. And they show classic and silent and foreign and avant-garde cinema. I go there all the time too. It's fantastic, and there's a lot of movie theaters around town that show stuff like that. Theater 80 St. Mark's, Bleecker Street Cinema, and Film Forum. There's and they all have big calendars that you can put up on your refrigerator or thumbtack up in your bedroom. And I've got all the calendars, the movie calendars of what's going on around town. Yes, and you circle the ones that you don't want to miss with magic marker. And one of the ones I didn't want to miss was down at the Thalia. The Thalia got a hold of Berlin Alexanderplatz, a 15-hour epic movie from Germany from Rainer Werner Fassbinder. Yeah, Rainer Werner Fassbinder in English. Rainer Werner Fassbinder in Deutsche. Yeah. Anyhow, it's this epic movie, and I knew I had to see it. And they were showing it over the course of the next 2 months, a couple of episodes every Monday. Yes. So I look at the calendar, the schedule there. It's one at 1 p.m., one at 7 p.m., and one at 9:30 p.m. Well, I'm working at the Winter Garden. I can't go to the evening shows. I got to go to the matinees. So I've got to work out. I've got to negotiate with Steve about my days off, my Mondays off for the next couple of months. Because I'm not just taking off and going to work and then going to the movie and then going back to work. Forget it. I'm taking the whole bloody day off. Yes. Because I'm still going to work that night. I know. So I got to go in and negotiate with Steve. And I don't want to tell him, well, it's because there is this foreign movie that I want to watch and it will take 2 months to see it. And I didn't want to have to explain myself along those lines. So I thought, if I am all mysterious about it, yes, I got an idea of kind of fellow he is. And if there's something that's mysterious about it, he's more likely to go along with it. So I go back into the office of Vino Veritas, and he's back there, and I'm like, hey, yeah. Like, listen, something came up. I'm not going to be able to be in here on Mondays for the next couple of months. And he goes, oh, yeah? What's going on? I said, I'm going to be busy. He goes, oh, yeah? And I go, yeah. He goes, yeah? And I'm like, yes. And he goes, oh. All right, then. You, that's just Monday nights. You'll still be coming Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday, right? And I'm like, yes. Yes, sir. And he's like, oh. Well, all right, then. Anything else? And I go, nope, we're good. He goes, all right, then. We shake hands. He meets my eyes. He says, good luck. I say, thank you. I intend to have it. So I walk out of the office and I'm like, hey, we got Mondays off. It's like a vacation, a free vacation for the next couple of months. Yes. And so I do. I wind up going over to the Thalia, down to the Thalia every Monday at 1:00. It's a 3-minute walk from my apartment. It's fantastic. I can leave at 5 minutes to 1 and still get there in time for showtime. And, you get to be familiar with all the other patrons, the regulars, the Berlin Alexanderplatz regulars. Yeah, and so you're like, oh, hi, how you doing? You have a nice week? And it is. We're sort of like a little weird family of world cinema lovers, right? Or it's like going to church. It is, or a benevolent type of cult, perhaps instead. Yes. Anyhow. So that goes along for the next couple of months. And I'm working at the booth store by day, and I'm working selling Catsville Color Show programs, t-shirts, sweatshirts, records, cassettes, books, and buttons by night. And life returns to a version of normal. Yeah, over at the booth store, sometimes it's just exactly like it was the old days. Gregory stomps around lecturing, or every now and then he'll say, "Time for a crystal," and Michael is still tidying up the place, and he's sort of mumbling and humming and singing and laughing to himself, right? Conchita is still our accountant. She's still very effervescent and delightful. She's delightful to have around. She is. And Steve acts kind of like her giddy wannabe high school boyfriend when she's around. I think he's giddy around her like this because I think that she actually isn't gonna sleep with the guy. I don't know what goes on between two people. He just seems a little, I'm just not sure about what's exactly going on. Right. Anyhow, and Francine, of course, holds the place together like glue. She is the heart and soul and the brains of Vino Veritas, and she keeps it running like Radar O'Reilly. Fantastic. Yes, I know. And so I'm there, 3 or 4 days a week, and I'm doing the same thing, trying to get the wine cellar in order and keeping the showroom in order as well. And I meet the two night shift fellows. Yes, a couple of lovely fellows. A fellow by the name of Eduardo and a fellow by the name of Martin. And yeah, they're very nice guys. I like them very much. But how do they mess up my wine cellar so quickly and efficiently? I turned my back for one night. I said, "Did you guys have a party down here? What? How do they just blindfold and move stuff around, turn out the light, and then just shift the boxes? How do you do it?" Anyhow, so that goes along for a while, and then one day Martin decides not to show up anymore. Yeah, and then he doesn't show up anymore after that, and he still doesn't show up anymore after that. We never heard from him again. I'm wondering if the guy got kidnapped. Steve called him a couple times, but there was never any response. I don't know. So Steve had to hire somebody else, and he did. Oh, he got this troublesome labor faker of a guy. Tommy Ass Bucket. Gregory called him. Hey, Ass Bucket. Tommy Ass Bucket. This guy was a labor faker, and he thought that, changing the paper towel roll was worthy, an effort worthy of praise, a Herculean effort. If you ever had to carry a booze box from one end of the room to the other, oi. Gregory eventually got tired of calling him useless and fired him one day. It's just as well. I don't know where Steve found these people that he hired. But the next one in the revolving door policy of employee of the month was a 20-something fellow, a Marine by the name of Pike. And hey, he was a good worker. He didn't mind picking up heavy shit and carrying it around. And he kept the cellar in reasonable order when I was gone. So I didn't have any problems with him. No, I like that guy, actually, Pike. The thing is, that dude smoked a lot of marijuana. That dude smoked a lot of reefer. That dude, and this is me talking, he took a certain pride in smoking, not just regularly, but constantly while he was on duty. He'd go down to that wine cellar and whoa, bang, bang on the cloud of smoke in the room. Wow. Yes, I'll join you, I would say some of the times, but not all the time. I couldn't keep up with that cat. No, I couldn't. Anyhow, he eventually quit or got fired one day. I'm not sure which. Right. So I don't know where Steve went to get his employees. I think he'd sometimes just go down to the bus station and wait around till a random transient came up to him and panhandled him. He said, "Excuse me, could I get $1 for some pizza?" "No, but would you like a job?" Which is what he might as well have done with the next employee that came in, a guy named Arvo. Arvo was kicked out of Europe. "They put me on a plane at Amsterdam with no dime in my pocket," said Arvo. Right. And he flew to LaGuardia Airport in New York City, where he got off the plane with no dime in my pocket, he said. Anyhow, he said, if it wasn't for those papers, everything would have been fine. And I'm like, ooh, there's something in that. Anyhow, he hung around for a while. He wasn't a bad worker or anything. He wasn't a great worker or anything. And one day he showed up with a bicycle. Pretty nice bicycle. And we're like, oh, nice bicycle. And he's like, yeah, I found it. And we're like, oh. Oh, you found it. Oh, you found it. Okay. So he put it in the back of the shop when he was there. You know, he used it to get back and forth from wherever he was staying. I don't know. Anyway, one day when Arvo was not there, a man came in from Interpol, the International Police, Interpol. And he was asking about Arvo. And we're like, well, he's not here today, and we don't actually know when he's going to come in, which was true. We didn't know. Steve wasn't there at the time, and we didn't have Arvo's schedule. So he gave us his card. He says, when he comes in, when you see him next time you see him, have him call me. I go, all right. Thanks for the card. And that guy left. And we never saw Arvo again. I know. Pretty peculiar, isn't it? Meanwhile, Eduardo was an exemplary employee. He was very elegant and suave and continental. He was a handsome fellow, a Latinx man with a little mustache and a big smile. The little old ladies in the neighborhood loved, oh, Eduardo. And he was very, very charming. I liked him, and he was a hard worker. He didn't mind picking up heavy stuff and carrying it around himself. So I had no problem with Eduardo. Yes, he was there. And oh, I'll tell you what happened next. Next time. Thank you for coming. I want you to share and like and comment and subscribe. Do those 4 things and your day will be complete. And I want to thank you for coming along on this journey with me. I appreciate it. And I look forward